Pregame.com.
Big marquee matchup this Sunday features the Jets and the Jaguars. Actually, I just wanted to see if they were paying attention. Anyway, we've got the Jets laying 2.5, the total 38.5. If there's a line on it, it's a big game. That's the bottom line. Even if the Joe Bettor is not going to be heavily involved in this one, check out Sportsbook Spy before kickoff, and I'll bet you'll see this is probably the least bet side as far as tickets written, because I think most of the people out there who are just average players are going to stay away from it. But Marco, you're in on this game, and Mark Sanchez is going to start as of Wednesday. That's what's been said by Ryan. Greg McElroy engineers the only scoring drive for the Jets last week. I never thought I would say this talking about a pro football game. Chad Henne is probably the best quarterback on a football field on a Sunday. What say you?
What say me is Chad Henne's never the best football player on any football field. Actually, Sanchez got a wake-up call because he got yanked. And, yeah, Tebow was there all year, but he knows Tebow sucks. He sees him in practice all week. He knows he's not getting pulled for Tebow. Now he's got to worry there's actually a quarterback that he might get pulled for. So I think you're going to see a better game from Sanchez. But what I'm looking at in this game, we're going to go back to Chad Henne, and you made the joke there, but I'm totally serious. This is the Chad Henne we got to see last week. The Chad Henne we all know and love that stunk it up in Miami. That's why he's not in Miami anymore. And the Jets are familiar with him from his days at Miami, and he's always done poorly against the Jets. Jets defense, well, you can say what you want about the team. Even when they lost, Darrelle Revis, they haven't given it up. They play consistent, except when they turn the ball over 95 times against New England. But they're going to shut down this Jacksonville offense. Jacksonville's got a lot of problems, running back issues. They can't run the football to begin with. Jones is out. He's been out. Then you've got, last week they lost Rashad Jennings to a concussion. Who is going to run the football for this team? And now you got to put the ball in Chad Henne's hands against a Jet defense that is good against the pass? No.
I heard an analysis on this game early in the week, and I always like this. They said Chad Henne's averaging over 270 yards per game, 4 touchdowns, no picks in his last 3 games. Well, what about last week when he was 18 for 41? Don't just leave it off at that unless, anyway, they're building a case for themselves. The bottom line is though, that the Jets get no help, Steve, from their defense. They've been trashed 49, 28, 30, and 29 points for their last 6 games. And they have done well, though, the New York Jets, on the road against 2 other, I guess you could call them crap teams, winning both games. And those, of course, came against bad teams, as I said. Chad Henne, they know. He's had this nice little run, but last week we saw the real Chad Henne. I'm going to agree with Marco here. I think the Jets are the play here laying less than 3.
Yeah, and I think when you look at Chad Henne, he is a very low IQ football player. And the first game back, it's 4th and 1. He rolls out, no one's open. What does he do? He doesn't want to screw his quarterback rating, so he throws it into the 3rd row. It's the sort of thing, Scott, if you and I were playing on an intramural football team, and I did that, you'd pull me aside and say, don't you even want to try to win,
Sure.
Steve? How can you be so stupid? Have you ever played the game before? So very low football IQ against that Jet defense. 5 first downs against Arizona. Now I know it may as well be the Arizona Wildcats, and the way they play on offense. But the bottom line is the defense is still playing very hard. And sometimes we talk about teams getting phony wins. Mm-hmm. Well, here is a phony loss in many ways because people are viewing that Jets 7-6 game against Arizona as a loss, and the game ended on the 1-yard line. They really pounded Arizona. Sanchez just threw 3 interceptions in the first half. They really should have won 17-3. I'm on board with the Jets, too.
I'm going to get to your free pick in just a moment, but when I saw you were on this game, I kept thinking, this looks like one of those Marco specials where they're almost begging you to play the Jets with the line staying under 3. So is he going to take the Jaguars? Because it's almost that reverse engineering that Marco likes to do. But anyway, this is your best bet. Let's get to it.
No, I'm not going to be on Jacksonville, okay? We'll end the suspense. Jacksonville is horrible. This team will not be able to move the football. Last week, Scott, pulled the stat out already. Chad Henne went against the Buffalo Bill defense. Buffalo Bill defense, you may not know, they don't have a defense, and they were 1 for 10 on 3rd down conversions last week. I was on Buffalo big last week because Jacksonville can't run the football, and you're going to have to put the ball in Chad Henne's hands. That spells disaster, even with a soft Buffalo defense. Now you're going against a good defense this week against the Jets. Forget about it. You're going to get a couple picks. Turnovers will be in the Jets' favor this week. Sanchez just have a clean game. They win this by 2 touchdowns. If he has a mediocre game, they still win by a touchdown. I'm going to take the Jets for our video best bet. We got to get back on track with the best bets. Let's do it. I've got the Jets winning 23-13.
Sure you don't want to take the Jags for a pizza versus Michael's bet?
No.
No, okay. No. Anyway, it's on the New York Jets. Lay the points. Marco's best bet. When we come back, I'm going to take a look at the Eagles-Buccaneers contest. Got a total for my best bet. Stick around right here at pregame.tv.